Well friends, this fall break has been a little different than the way we normally do things. We actually went to Illinois and picked up a new truck for Corey. We went and stayed a night in Nashville, all on our way to the main event for fall break, which is camping in my favorite place on the planet, Deep Creek in Bryson City, North Carolina. I'm gonna show you guys all about this wonderful, amazing place that has been one of my family's favorite places to come camp since I was a baby. And there's so many fun things to do around Bryson City, so can't wait to show you. Now, normally we come to Deep Creek in the summertime where you can go to our favorite place to rent tubes, which is called JJ's. And I think tube rentals are like $3 a day. You keep them all day long, but you hike up the mountain and then you tube down this freezing cold, gorgeous creek, which in the summertime is running a whole lot faster and deeper than this is now. But this is our first time to come in the fall, and the drive here was incredible, especially when we were up higher. The leaves are starting to change, and it's just a different feel. Normally the campsite is bustling. There's a lot of families with a lot of young kids, and so it's normally there's a lot more activity. And there's still families here and there's still kids, but it's just everything's quieter, which is very nice, and it's a nice change. So hopefully my family can keep it that way. Jack can definitely increase the volume in any situation, but we're hoping he will have a peaceful trip. But I'm going to show you guys all around Deep Creek and Bryson City and the surrounding areas. This truly is one of my favorite places on the planet. I love it. Oh, quick reminder, if you're enjoying this video, give me a thumbs up. It makes me feel so warm and fuzzy. Now, Deep Creek is going to have more of that drive up kind of camping. So you park your cars right over here and then you walk up to your campsite. The nice thing is that they've now changed it to where, because this is part of the national parks, we're in the Smoky Mountains, you can actually reserve your camping spot, which is really nice, because it used to be you had to get here super early and hope and pray that you could find enough campsites together, especially if you were traveling with a bunch of families. Now, the other thing that's really great about the drive up is that there are restrooms and there is water. So no digging any holes to go to the bathroom and no bringing in gallons and gallons of water. They have water here. It's also great because if you don't actually have a little sink basin that you wash your dishes in, you can wash your dishes here. Now, one thing that's really frustrating is when you're trying to pick out your campsite and you look online, it's not very clear where these campsites are in relation to one another. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to tell you my favorite campsite numbers. So I'm giving away a lot, guys. I'm being very generous. So hopefully I'm not going to regret this later when my campsites are all full, but no, I just want to share it with you. So Corey is busy getting the tent put up. Jack is in the tent, and Owen appears to be paddling an air canoe. We got our hammock put up, and it's a perfect place for a nap, isn't it? Now, I will warn you, the water at Deep Creek is so cold. I call it instant pee water, because as soon as you get in this creek, you're going to pee. And this is freezing cold, whether you're here in the summertime or now. Honestly, the water feels about the same to me right now, but it has been really warm lately, unseasonably warm here lately. But yeah, it's freezing. Actually, okay, it's a little bit colder now. But in the summertime, I mean, it takes your breath away. It's so cold. But it's refreshing because you will have hiked really far up the mountain and you'll be sweaty and hot. And so by the time you get your tube in, you are ready for that nice cold water.
It's
Oh,
Firewood.
there we go. Thanks, Jack. Good work. Way to build the fire. So this is my new favorite camping chair. And I'm so excited because it reclines. So I can either sit up or I can recline. And it's massive.
Here, look.
Look, it'll even hold my hydro flask.
It's a poking stick.
It's huge. And this little section right here, look, I can put my phone there. Or you can put snacks. I love it. It also holds
Ta-da.
my fan.
It's hot.
So the Ryobi fan fits perfectly in there. And then look, it swivels.
Do you want to sit in your chair? Sit in your chair.
It's awesome.
Be careful, bud.
So this is my favorite part, is hanging out in the chair by the fire.
Hammock for 2 hours?
Thank you. Another thing about these chairs, they are really wide. So for all of my hefty friends, or even just my friends that like a nice wide chair, this is a good one. I love it. Okay, so as the fire's starting to die down, watch what my fan does. It's coming back to life. It was incredible. So like I said before, I've been coming to Deep Creek since I was a baby. Of course, in this picture, I'm a little bit older, but my mom and I always have to get our pictures on the bridge with our Coke t-shirts. Now, on the map, you're going to notice that you can either go to the left or to the right. And so up the hill is where RV camping is, and to the left is going to be all the camping that's along the creek. Now, you are not going to want to be near sites 201, 202, 203. Those are group camping, and that's where a lot of youth groups and Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts go. Avoid that. I love going the lower numbers that are along the creek, but I always avoid number 2 because that campsite is right by the entrance to the creek and people constantly walk through your campsite. Another thing you want to avoid is any of the numbers around the bathrooms. They turn the lights off at night, but what you're going to deal with is the sound of the doors opening and closing and flushing toilets all night long. So avoid those. I will put in the description below all of my favorite campsites so that you'll know which ones are the best ones, and you will love being right by the creek because you can just hear the water all night long. It really is so relaxing and just helps you have a great night's sleep. Now, there is a little general store there, so if you need any quick things, you can run up there and grab it. And there's bigger stores just right in town. It's about a 5-minute drive, so everything is really close. And Jack really loved my new hiking boots on this trip. So guys, we are headed to a very cool place called the Road to Nowhere, which is a tunnel that goes through the mountain because the road was supposed to continue. So this is actually called East Lakeshore Drive. So if you're in Bryson City, it's a beautiful drive up here. A lot of little overlooks. You can stop and look at all the mountains and all the beautiful scenery. But the government started this. It was a promise to the people of Swain County. They were going to be building this tunnel and this road because they had displaced a lot of people because of Fontana Lake, Fontana Dam, and their family, I believe it's their family gravesite was on the other side. So when Fontana Dam was created, they had no way to get to that graveside. So the government promised this road. Well, they built the road up here, they built the tunnel through the mountain, and then World War II happened, and so they stopped. And they never started it back up. So, it is a broken promise and a road to nowhere, but it's really cool because you can now come up here and hike, so you can actually go through the tunnel, and there's some trails on the other side. But it's a really, really cool site. So you guys, if you're up this way, you need to check it out. So here is the tunnel, the road to nowhere. So when you do, I will tell you, you have to put East Lakeshore Drive. I did Lakeshore Drive first, and it took me to the wrong place. So do East Lakeshore Drive, and it's just going to, as you come up here, literally the road ends, and it actually ends with a parking lot. And then there's the tunnel, a huge tunnel through the mountain. It's kind of creepy.
Go towards the light. It's awesome. Look, see the little stalactites forming?
Mm-hmm.
Look at the size of those rocks. I wonder what that is down here.
This is a big tunnel. I will say it's very dark in here. Come on, guys. Do you hear your echo? Gosh, as you get to the middle, it is so dark. Man. See that tiny speck of light down there? I can't see anything. Hopefully there's nothing in here for me to step on. Uh-oh, Daddy. You gotta go get him, Daddy. Hold him, Bob. That's so weird. I can hear them clearly. Isn't that wild? Oh my goodness. Okay. So here they are walking. I have the light from my phone on them, and it is that dark that it really doesn't even light much up. That's wild. I know, the acoustics are creepy.
You sound like you're to my right.
I know. Like, oh my gosh. We are finally to the end of the tunnel. Now you can go up here. So there are trails all this way. But we're gonna go, we've actually got some more hiking to do later today, so we're not gonna do a whole lot of hiking in here. I think we're gonna go from here and go into town and do a little shopping. And then we're gonna go back to the campsite and then go hike to some waterfalls. Now, if tent camping is not your thing, I found out about this little place. It's called Gina's Great Getaways, and I'll link her website below. I really wanted to come see these in person. The pictures online are adorable. They're all these different style campers and cabins, and there's even a little caboose camper that you can rent. There's a vintage Airstream that you can rent, and then there's the original farmhouse to the property. It's really, really cute, and I think it'd be really, really fun to stay here, especially once the campgrounds close for the winter. So if you come to Bryson City, you've got to come to the Bryson City Outdoors gear store and tap room. They've got a huge selection of beer. They've got amazing outdoor gear, and oftentimes they'll have food trucks. So today it is the Sweet Cheeses food truck. and it looks incredible.
We are over here. Y'all gonna holler? Appreciate it.
So you'll notice as you drive through Bryson City, you'll see these trout everywhere, and different artists painted them, and so they're in all different styles, and they're really, really cute. And then right now, because we're in the middle of the fall, all the little benches in town have adorable scarecrows just hanging out on them. Okay, so I have to show you guys. I just got this t-shirt for Jack. So they have different artists that design their t-shirts. Look at this. Isn't that adorable? And it's perfect for Jack and his little attitude. They have such great t-shirts here. And you can get some local candles. And of course, Jack wanted one of each of these stuffed animals. Hey, Asher. Hey. Oh. So good. So you also need to check out Clampett's Hardware, which is this adorable old hardware store in downtown Bryson City. And they have so many cute little items. Look at the hand-dipped candles. So one of my favorite shops in Bryson City is 120 Main. It's owned by a local artist, Ashley Hackshaw, and she's also known as Lil Blue Boo. Some of you may already follow her on social media, but she's an incredibly talented artist, but her gift shop is so cute. So many great little pieces, and sometimes when you go in there, you're lucky enough to see Ashley painting and working on her latest artwork. So this is Bryson City. It's such an adorable little mountain town. Tons of great shops, great restaurants, a ton of pubs and breweries. And it's just beautiful. Look at those mountains up there. Jack, how's your ice cream? How is it, Owen? And Corey and I got root beer floats. Mmm. So good. Is that delicious ice cream? Chocolate ice cream. Mmm, yummy. Now day 3 started off a little earlier than I like to get up. It actually stormed that morning, and so it woke Jack up at 6:30. And so in order to allow other people's little peace and quiet, we went into town and found the Everett Street Diner. We knew it was going to be good when the sheriff's department and the EMTs all came in to eat, and I'm pretty sure the whole place was just filled with locals, but our breakfast was fantastic. I do have to say, if you want to come here, you need to make sure you get up early, because when we came back by around 8:30, that place was packed. Now, one thing we did not do this trip is take a ride on the Great Smoky Mountain Railroad. Eventually we want to do that, but we want to wait until Jack's a little bit bigger. It's kind of a long ride, but absolutely gorgeous, and it takes you, I think it's about a 4-hour trip through the mountains. It would be really great this time of year to see all the leaves changing. But what we did was we just walked around. We got to see everyone leaving on the train, and then we went to all the little gift shops and just kind of made a little morning of it. Then we got changed and headed out to Darnell Farms, which is a local farm just about, I think it's about a 3-minute drive from Deep Creek. But it is such a cute little place. They've got a playground all along the river. They're just at the base of the mountain, and it's beautiful. They have incredible produce. All the little farms around that area bring their items to sell. So there's local cheese and meats and produce, and they even had a little farmer's market set up where you could buy candles and all different types of crafts and creations. It was really fun. The boys enjoyed it. They did have a hayride, which we didn't do because we did not have reservations. And they had a little pumpkin patch. But we got a little produce and just kind of enjoyed our time walking around the farm and looking at everything. Then we went back to Deep Creek for some hiking. So we're going to be doing 3 waterfalls. We're going to be doing the 3 waterfall loop. So we're going to start at the Getaways Falls. So we're here. We're going to start here. We're going to go to Getaways Falls and then down back onto the Deep Creek Trail. And then you'll see the Tom Branch Falls. And we'll work our way up to Indian Creek Falls and then make our way back. So this is the little walking bridge over the falls. Isn't that pretty?
I want to be under that thing.
Woo! Quite the overlook. Okay, so if you are not in the best of shape, that little hike, it's a little intense. Or if you're carrying a baby, it's also a little intense. But the good news is that once you get past the falls, you're gonna kind of get to where it splits. If you stick to the right, it's gonna take you downhill the whole time to go see Tom Branch Falls, which is really beautiful.
I brought the wrong body today.
So it's okay, it's pretty. It's nice being out here. And I'm happy, and I can actually talk now that we're walking downhill. It was when we were going uphill, I couldn't say a word.
A bunch of wheezing sounds.
Yeah, it was like, I can't do this. But I survived. It does help having a little hiking stick. So just keep that in mind.
I asked Jack how much he weighed, and he said sticks.
Jack weighs 6 pounds.
He weighs a bundle of sticks.
Okay, so we were just discussing whether or not we think it would be easier to do this trail, like go to Tom Branch first and then to Getaways. You don't want to do that. It's nice because we're going down it. It would have been horrible going up this. It is straight up. The other way, although it was kind of rough, it was much shorter of a walk, and so you went up really steep, and then it kind of flattened out a little bit.
I hear something.
You hear the water. You hear the creek. So that definitely start with the Getaways, which I know it's a weird name, but the start with the Getaways Falls.
Goodbye.
Then go down to Tom Branch. Corey's the only one not complaining, and he's the one who's actually carrying a heavy baby on his back. So
Because he's the least fat out
he
of all of us.
he gets the star of the day. I will say if you don't want the intense hiking at all, just do the Tom Branch Falls. It's basically flat road, super easy. This is actually the way that you walk up to head to put your tube in. So this one's easy. I don't know if we're gonna make it up to Indian Falls because we've seen it a million times, and it's a lot farther to go. So I think the baby's getting heavier. We're getting hungry. So I think we're gonna make this a 2 falls trip. But I will include some pictures because we have been to Indian Falls many times. And I'll put that in there so you guys can see what it looks like. This is Tom Branch Falls. To me, this is even prettier because it has the creek going in front of it. It goes way up there to the top. It's so pretty. So in the summertime, you would just see this whole creek filled with tubers. There is nothing better than this fresh mountain air. It's just easier to breathe here. The water is usually a lot higher. But when you're tubing here, if you want more of the lazy tube, I recommend putting in at the second bridge. If you're a little bit more adventurous, then go all the way to the top. But we tend to put in right at the second bridge quite a bit, especially when we have littles with us. Now from the campsites, this counts as bridge 2. So when you're leaving the campsite, you cross over one bridge, and then as you're walking up, this is the second bridge. So anytime I refer to the second bridge, first bridge, that's what I'm talking about. There is a bridge when you first drive in, but that's not what I'm talking about. I always am starting, in my mind, I think just from growing up, we've always called the bridges Bridge 1 and Bridge 2 based on the campgrounds, just to clarify. Look, you can come here and go fly fishing. There's so many things to do here. So here's Bridge 2, and we normally go straight from here. We go up a little bit more because we really love that part over there to tube down. It's really fun. Sometimes we'll tube that and get out and go back up. But just above the second bridge is where we always put in. So we always put in right above there and then ride all of this all the way down and then over these falls. And this part is so much fun. Just gotta lean back in that tube so you don't flip. Never feel closer to God than when I'm at Deep Creek. It's just, this is my slice of heaven on earth, and just, I love just taking in all of God's creation. It is pretty amazing. This is my sanctuary. So once you've come over the second bridge, so there's the second bridge right there, you'll see those little tiny falls I was telling you about. And there's 2 little benches. If you keep coming up, you'll see this little part that kind of slopes down. And the water is much more calm here. This is where we put in to go down that fun stuff. So we'll put in right here, and then we'll normally walk our tubes all the way out to that kind of calm water right there. And then you want to stick to the right the whole way down. And it's like being on a water slide. It's so much fun. Now, if you continued up this trail right up there, that is the very top, which is really fun. And I don't want it to scare anybody because I have done it a million times. I did it when I was little, no problem. It is a little bit more intense. The water is faster. The drops, you know, sometimes you might flip out of your tube, but it's a lot of fun. And if you keep going past this trail, you're gonna go up kind of around the corner a bit, and then you'll see another trail off to the right that'll say Indian Falls. And that's where those falls are. So my crew is exhausted and they are hungry. Jack, it's time for his nap time. So we're actually gonna skip Indian Falls today, and I'll put in pictures from past trips where we've gone up. It's really beautiful. It is a little bit farther up, and I think it's more than what they can handle, but I do want to share it with you guys so you can see it. Next up, we're gonna go try out a new little drive-in restaurant that we saw on the way to the Darnell Farms this morning that was really, really cute. So we're gonna go check that out. I'll let you guys know how it is. We stopped at Naber's drive-in. It's an adorable little cheeseburger place right on the river. So we have a view of the river going by while we wait on our cheeseburgers. I have no idea how it is. I've never eaten here before, but we'll let you know. It's cute though. Happens about 5 minutes before we get anywhere. This little guy passes out. I don't think he's eaten a hot meal in days because he just falls asleep. Okay, so I ordered a double cheeseburger. Corey also ordered that. Owen got the double bacon cheeseburger and Jack got the grilled cheese. And then the three of us got fries and Corey got the onion rings. So we shall see how it is. It is cash only though, so if you come, bring cash. Okay, so we got our food. We got little boats with your French fries.
Fantastic.
And the greasiest burger I think I've ever seen. Oh my goodness.
I feel like this time travel.
So greasy.
Backwards.
This is so greasy.
Into 1950. Really good.
This is great. Oh, sorry. I meant to show y'all. Here's my burger.
Onion ring.
Oh, here's Corey's. Hold on. It's looking at me. No. Look at the onion ring. There you go. Mmm.
That's delicious.
Oh. Okay. So this is definitely a greasy, typical drive-in kind of food. It's so good. The burgers are the people that were next to us are actually from Florida, and they had just ordered and were eating when we pulled up. And they said that the burgers were tiny, so not to get the single. So we didn't. We got the double.
Worth it. Single is the equivalent of like a single patty.
And I got
Doubly delicious.
mustard, pickle, and grilled onions. So they do grilled onions, which I like. Okay, my napkin is see-through now. Very greasy.
You're on vacation.
It's really, really good though. I like this.
And then you go back and take it out.
It takes a while, but that's because they make it fresh. They do have random things on the menu. Like, I want to know what the corn is. You can just get a side of corn. I don't know if it's corn on the cob. It's just not something that you see at this type of restaurant. They also have flounder, like a lot of flounder on their menu. So there's that. But you can get a hamburger steak, you can get chicken, you can get chicken strips. Looks like you can get like 4-piece chicken, 8-piece. But
Chicken strip with cheese.
then they have desserts. Oh, you can get slices of pie. You can get sundaes. They've got barbecue. They have a chuck wagon. What's a chuck wagon? I don't know what a chuck wagon is. If you know what a chuck wagon is, tell me in the description. Because I don't know. So good. So good. Alright. Well, I'm going to quit being rude and eating in front of you. So, I'm going to finish this. I forgot to try the fry. Ooh. These are good.
They look hand cut.
Yeah. These are really good.
I like them.
Okay. Naber's Drive-In, Bryson City. You need to go.
Nabers.
Yeah, Nabers. You'll see it. So right at the entrance is the Deep Creek Lodge and tubing, and they have throwing and a snack bar. So that axe throwing is new. It looks like it's closed. It's probably a seasonal thing. But there's the Deep Creek Lodge, and that is right at the entrance to the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. And then over here is the snack bar, Deep Creek Snack Bar, which is also closed right now for the season. But you'll see that it's right along the creek. And so you can actually tube down here and get out and get your ice cream snack and then walk back to your campsite. So if you take this little walk bridge right here, that road on the other side goes directly along right by the ranger station, or you can walk straight up this way. Yeah, we love the ice cream shop. And they are used to people giving them wet money, so don't worry about it. We have paid many times with wet dollar bills from tubing down the creek. Well guys, I am at the Nantahala River right now, and the Nantahala Outdoor Center is right over here. Now it's a little too cold to be rafting this time of year, at least for us, but I just wanted to go ahead and show you guys it's another thing that you can do in this area, because this is not far from Bryson City at all. And we woke up this morning, 37 degrees, a little chilly, but it's time to head home. It's been an incredible trip. I hope you guys have had fun. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have any questions about Bryson City or things to do around this area, please leave them in the comments below. And thanks again, guys, for joining me, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.